presentation.
You go to view a slideshow.
Yeah, but oh, there we go. Okay. Well, we'll just walk through the presentation. So, thank you for joining us today for a special presentation against the starvation that's happening in Gaza. It's important that our voices are heard in outrage about the genocide that is occurring in Gaza. And this is a special, so here's the info about that. So this is what's happening right now. So look at the pictures of the starving children, the people that can't get food, that are look at those little children, the babies. Um, at this point, as of today, over 50 people have starved to death in a world where there's plenty of food. And it's absurd. It's truly absurd. The world turns against Netanyahu over the crimes in Gaza. So check out this video. I'm not particularly fond of Midas Touch, but they did an excellent video. It wasn't with Ben Masalas, it was with other people. They did a wonderful video about what's happening in Gaza, and it's too awful to ignore. And let's see if we can actually watch the video.
Hey, business owner, tired of wasting hours on scheduling, attendance, and payroll? Connect that for you. With Connect Teams Auto Scheduling,
the story I'm about to bring you has been breaking my heart for months now. Like some nights I go to sleep and I have no words. I just say, God help. And I really don't even know how to put the sadness I feel in my soul into the right words to do this story justice. But Anna Kasparian, who recently made a guest appearance on the Piers Morgan show, sure does. Roll the clip.
they shoot at people as they're waiting in line for humanitarian aid. Dozens of people get shot and killed literally every single day as they're waiting for food. No, I'm not going to let you filibuster, bitch. I'm not going to let you filibuster. I'm not going to let you filibuster. You guys are totally okay with IDF soldiers shooting and killing desperate people waiting for humanitarian aid. You're okay with that. I find it so unbelievably evil. Unbelievably evil. It shocks my conscience and my soul that people as evil as this exist in this world. Okay, watching these images, looking at these videos, seeing all these kids desperate, hungry, parentless, trapped in Gaza, and you're sitting here and you're defending it. I can't stand it. I can't listen to it.
Yeah, girl, that is the kind of energy that we all need now from everyone. Hi, my name is Suri Crow, and you are watching the Midas Touch Network. All right, we are now 22 months into Israel's revenge war against Hamas, and the evidence is undeniable. The Israeli government is committing genocide against the Palestinian people, against innocent civilians. And that is not my opinion. That is based on the UN definition, Article 2, the Genocide Convention. In the present convention, genocide means any of the following acts committed with intent to destroy in whole or in part a national, ethnical, racial, or religious group as such. A, killing members of the group. B, causing serious bodily or mental harm to members of the group. C, deliberately inflicting on the group conditions of life calculated to bring about its physical destruction in whole or in part. D, imposing measures intended to prevent birth within the group. E, forcibly transferring children of the group to another group. It's also based on several Holocaust genocide scholars' opinions, Jewish ones. And as of this week, it is now the view of two highly respected Israeli humanitarian rights groups, B'Tselem and Physicians for Human Rights Israel.
The report we are publishing today is one we never imagined we would have to write. And we have been witnessing a reality that has left us no choice but to acknowledge that.
So Israel is now coming out and speaking out against what Netanyahu is doing and what we in the US are complicit in.
Truth. Israel is committing genocide against the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. The report written by us at B'Tselem presents facts, data, and testimonies about how Israel is acting in a deliberate, coordinated, and systematic way to destroy the Palestinians in Gaza.
We document these developments extensively, and based on a careful legal analysis of the facts, we state with a heavy heart, this is a genocide. Today, Physicians for Human Rights Israel is publishing a report detailing Israel's actions in Gaza. We focus on Article 2C of the Genocide Convention.
Israel's nonstop bombings and intentional starvation of Palestinian civilians, and I will get to that in a moment, have also led to what experts believe is far more than the 60,000 deaths that are being reported by the Gazan Health Ministry. In fact, according to statistics from The Lancet, which has a formula whereby they extrapolate actual deaths on a 1-to-4 ratio. So from every known actual reported death, they take a ratio of 3 more to include those who are missing and unrecovered bodies to calculate the number of actual dead people in Gaza. So the Lancet formula estimates almost 230,000 people dead in Gaza. And another analysis estimates that it's almost 400,000 people, at least 377,000. And this is according to Yaakov Garb's report for Harvard Dataverse, which they used the Israeli military's own data and combined these with careful spatial mapping to reveal the demographic horror story. And what they, again, have estimated that at least 377,000 Gazans have disappeared from pre-genocide population of 2.27 million, reducing it to 1.85 million when measured for the study. And these people just didn't go on vacation, y'all. They're dead. More than 90% of the buildings in Gaza have been destroyed. That is another data point to determine whether or not there is a genocide taking place. Yet, despite the overwhelming evidence of Bibi Netanyahu insists that the Palestinian people, they're not starving.
I got another sales call now, and I can't even remember the customer's name. His name is Kevin.
Israel is presented as though we are applying a campaign of starvation in Gaza. What a bold-faced lie.
Well, you are.
There is no policy of starvation in Gaza. And there is no starvation in Gaza. We enable humanitarian aid throughout the duration of the war to enter Gaza. Otherwise, there would be no Gazans. And what is interdicted the supply of humanitarian aid is one force, Hamas. Again, the reversal of truth. Hamas robs, steals this humanitarian aid.
Firstly, even Israeli military officials are now conceding that their long-told lie of Hamas stealing food from the aid trucks isn't true, that there is no evidence, and that the UN's aid delivery system, which Israel essentially shut down months ago, was largely effective in providing food to Gaza's desperate population. Okay? Secondly, you take a look at these photos. Do these people not look like they are starving and certainly on the brink of death to you? I mean, use your own eyes. Like Bibi Netanyahu and every fascist, they always tell you, do not believe what your eyes are telling you. Look at these pictures. These people are starving and they are dying every hour. This is gaslighting of the highest magnitude. And it is not just the Palestinian civilians who are now starving literally to death. It is the journalists, from Gaza. It is the healthcare workers in Gaza who were there to document and help their fellow citizens. And they are no longer able to sustain themselves because they have no food. The renowned French news outlet Agence France Presse issued a statement just last week that said it is deeply worried its embedded journalists will die of starvation. And let me remind you that the Israeli government has refused to let international journalists into Gaza. They won't let other journalists from around the world in. Gee, I wonder why. Could it be they don't want the truth of what they are doing to these people to be revealed? They don't want the truth of the horrors they are committing against the Palestinian people to be broadcast to the world, even though we can all see it if you pay attention, certainly not on Western media, which has just whitewashed this story.
And on Monday, this agency, with its storied history as a news organization driven by a mission to report, issued a truly unprecedented statement, declaring that their Palestinian journalists who are living and reporting in Gaza right now are at the risk of starvation due to Israel's blockade of food and humanitarian aid. Quote, AFP has been working with 1 freelance writer, 3 photographers, and 6 freelance videographers in the Gaza Strip since the departure of its staff journalists in early 2024. Along with a few others, they are now the only ones left to report on what is happening in Gaza. We refuse to watch them die. One of them, Bashar, has been a collaborator with AFP since 2010, first as a fixer, then as a freelance photographer, and since 2024 as the main photographer. On Saturday, July 19th, he managed to post a message on Facebook. I no longer have the strength to work for the media. My body is thin. I can't work anymore. Even though these journalists receive a monthly salary from AFP, there is often nothing to buy or prices are outrageously high.
Now, despite there being truckloads of food from NGOs, the United Nations alone reports that it has 6,000 trucks of food and medicine just waiting to get into Gaza.
Unbelievable.
Israel is still blocking or slowing down the delivery of the food and aid. And that is quite intentional. In fact, I did a report a few weeks ago. I will attach it in the link below the description so you can watch it on this new Israeli-backed and American-funded Gaza Humanitarian Foundation Super Sketch. The AP and the Israeli-based Haaretz news outlets both did investigative reports revealing the horrors behind this so-called humanitarian fund.
To Israelis protesting on the streets in Tel Aviv, we should note, screaming as loud as they can, all en masse, because we are watching a mass casualty event unfold before our eyes.
My competitors think I have a 10-person team, but in reality, I'm just one guy with an AI.
So I watched that one and it was horrifying. And they did a great job. The people coming out from Israel saying that there's genocide and starvation happening is unbelievable. We know that Trump has said, make it into beachfront property. And Netanyahu has come out and said that that's what he's going to do. Just to take a look at some of the aerial footage of what's going on. Sorry, that's not the footage.
Good.
Hold on, let's get to the footage. Oh, it's not liking me. So we'll skip. It's not collateral damage. It's Netanyahu's policy. Israel's war aims go beyond the defeat of Hamas to the collective punishment of 2 million Palestinians. So they started with 2 million. And at this point, they're saying 400,000 people have been killed in this war already. That's civilians. That's not Hamas. So that is over. So that's what is that? 20%?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, 20% of the population of Palestine has been annihilated by Netanyahu. Um,
That's disgusting.
yeah, it stands as a grim testament to the calculated cruelty of his government, with starvation not as the unfortunate consequence, but of his unwinnable war, but a deliberate tactic to break the will of the Palestinians. They families are now fighting because they have no food. It's unbelievable. And so another thing that's recently come out um is um is that not Netanyahu actually is 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 actually knew about what was going on, what was scheduled to happen in Gaza on October 7th, 2023, and he didn't prevent it. So just I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what it's they're saying. So right now there's a lot of things going on with that. So well, that's it for me. Lizzie, what would you like to add?
I'm not prepared to add anything. Could you go back to those pictures?
Sure. They're all in the present. I sent you this presentation, so you do have it. And they're actually, you can see them better on my website.
Mm-hmm.
I can go to my website and let me see if I can share. Let's close this out.
That bottom left one of the girl.
Yeah.
So sad.
And what's going on with the hostages is even more unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, because
And those ships that were bringing aid that were then captured.
yep, Greta Thunberg was one of the people.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I'm not getting to my, hold on, here we are.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you can go on my website and see them, or I can actually,
They're powerful. I can look at your website. I've seen them.
Well, I can bring them up that they're actually bigger. It takes a second though. How's Fiona?
She's Fiona. She's a crazy girl. Gonna
Well,
bring her over on Saturday.
okay. Well, Copper's going to be the death of me.
Hopefully we can get this deck up on Saturday. Oh,
Yeah. And they say that children aren't starving. Like I said,
yeah, that's disgusting to say that.
like I said, there have been, as of today, 50 people have died of starvation in Gaza.
You said how many?
50. And so, I mean, and of those, there are 54 today, and there have been over 27 children. So half of the starving people are children.
And that's reported numbers. Bet the number's higher.
And like I said, Netanyahu is basically has decided to wipe Gaza off the face of the map. I'm sure Trump will get his beach deal.
Ugh.
But because I have the free version of Zoom,
Mhm.
um, it'll end for us in exactly 5 minutes. It only gives me 40 minutes. So, but
Mhm.
anything you would like to add or any pictures you'd like to see?
Can you go to the bottom row of pictures? The ones after this one? Mm. I saw a news article where someone, it was in a big city, laid out a bunch of pictures of what's happening in Gaza. And people were just walking by, like bystanders, and just crying because how impactful these pictures are. Because pictures have stories behind them, they tell a lot.
Babies are starving to death.
I can't see that picture.
Do you need me to bring it
I can
bigger?
see it's like in the top. There we go. There we go. Oh. Wasn't Rami supposed to join?
Rami is expecting his fourth child.
Wow.
And so his wife had to work today. So
Mm-hmm.
he had kid duty. So he would like to join in September after the baby's born. He's having
Okay.
a boy. So this is what Gaza looks like now. 90% of Gaza has been destroyed. And so the question to leave with, Elizabeth, is what can we do? We have to stop. Well, first off, we have to win back Congress so we actually have a chance of doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things we do need to do is we need to oh, this one's powerful. We need to
I can't see it again. It's like up in the left corner.
after we win back the House and Senate, we have to stop funding Israel. So Bernie Sanders and AOC and they tried to stop it, but people still want to give Israel money for their defense dome. And I think at this point we need to stop all funding of anything militarily for Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's absurd. So, and like I said, Netanyahu doesn't want things investigated, and he's going after, they're trying to, not just Palestine, but they're trying to, the bank where there's Lebanese,
Mm-hmm.
which I think Rami's Lebanese. I don't think he's Palestinian. I think he's Lebanese.
Hmm.
I can't remember though. But but he they're going after the left bank and attacking Syria, Iran. They're going to start World War III. And
Well, they've gotten away with Gaza. They're gonna try and do more now.
well, if I what was done to the hostages and what happened in Israel on October 7th was horrific. And yes, they did have a right to go after Hamas, but they could have ended this, they could have ended it within by the end of that first year and
Mm-hmm.
not done what's been being done to the people. And we need to say something now. We've always supported Israel. And, I agree that Israel should have had that piece of land, and and the British, gave Palestine to them. So wrong or right, the British were at fault for all for the start of it after World War II. But and there's been a lot of things that have gone wrong about Israel and a lot of destruction, but still, if anybody should understand what it's like to go through a genocide, it should be the Israelis. And Netanyahu doesn't get it. He's an evil man. But unfortunately, we have an evil president that is not stopping him.
Mm-mm.
So, but that's what my podcasts are about. And I appreciate you joining.
I'm glad I could have joined. I really thought it was yesterday, and I was bummed.
Well, I'm like I said, I wasn't feeling that well on Tuesday, so I thought I'd reschedule, but and I didn't do yesterday because I figured Kenny had his vecinos.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought he'd be able to join today.
You can't assume.
He He was giving blood.
Oh.
I think he must have had Atlas with him to give his blood. Not something I'd do, but
Atlas was giving blood, or Kenny had Atlas with him when he was donating?
I think Kenny had Atlas with him when he was
Oh, okay.
Atlas can't give blood.
I know, that's why I was
I
confused.
can't give blood.
Yeah, you shouldn't. You're like skin and bones right now.
So hey, I'm 88 pounds.
Wow.
And I decided since it was just the two of us, I'd eat my soup. I've got orzo and lemon soup.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Yeah, it's Progresso.
Yummy.
So, well, we're going to get kicked off, and I thank you for joining.
Of course. Thanks
And
for having me.
I will get this on YouTube. So you didn't join. You were on the Zoom.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I didn't think we were going on YouTube. So,
We are.
oh, fabulous.
So yeah,
On the phone, you said this is a practice.
well, it turned out okay. I got my video showing. I did okay. I can clean stuff up to where ma- made mistakes and where Copper was being loud and obnoxious. I can clean that up.
He's really against Netanyahu. He was telling you.
What?
Copper's against Netanyahu. Coonhound's against Netanyahu.
I think the world should be, and he, you know, the court at The Hague is going to convict him as a war criminal.
As he should be.
So yeah, and he submitted Trump's name for the Nobel Peace Prize. The war criminal submitting somebody for the Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Ugh, yet so many people still follow Trump and support him
Well,
blindly.
this whole Epstein thing is
Mm-hmm.
not going well for him.
Good.
So it's crazy, but I will let you go. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it.
Of course, of
And
course.
anytime you can join, I should there's an event on Saturday, same place we went to before. I know you can't go because you're helping Kenny. Um, but the guy, one of the organizers from York County Rising,
Mm-hmm.
he should be on soon. And I reached out to a bunch of people I worked with in my life that are CFOs,
Mm-hmm.
and Stacy Economo's husband Dean, who he used to be in international finance. Right now he does property management, but he was in international finance, and a couple of other people from Serbia I worked with that are
Mm-hmm.
in international finance. So I'm trying to get a panel together to discuss what our tariffs are doing, what Trump's attempt to fire Jerome Powell will do to the economy. So I'm trying to get, and it's like I reached out to people. I said, I don't care what your political leanings are. I'd like an open discussion. So I got to try to figure out how to get a call that's longer than 40 minutes. So,
Hmm. Well, don't give up, Mom.
but
Care.
I think if people watch, they'd like it.
Are you posting them on Facebook as well?
Um, I can't post videos on Facebook um yet on my Pretzel Nuggets account, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to use my real account because I don't want to offend people.
How nicely saying this. You don't want to offend people. There's kids in people starving to death in Gaza. Who cares
Well,
about
I
them?
can't. I can post this, and I will post it from YouTube. It'll be on my website on YouTube. I'll send out an email letting people know to check it out if they weren't able to attend. And I will put it on Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. I can post it, and LinkedIn. I can post it.
Make people uncomfortable. That's how change happens.
So I can send it as a reel. So I should be able to get it on Facebook. So, but
Good.
thank you for joining. If Sean got to see it, tell him I said hello.
I will.
But you guys have a good evening.
All right. I love ya.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.